Hello everyone, my name's Jaxorel, and today, let's look at the Mario Kart DS Kiosk demo. This demo was finished on May 30th, 2005, but the final retail game was released on November 14th of the same year. So how much did the game change over those 6 months between versions? Today we'll be looking at 5 unused or beta tracks found in the demo version using the debug menu, and in an upcoming video we'll compare the overall look and feel of the demo version to the final version. Keep in mind that the debug menu is in the demo version, but we have to use an action replay cheat code to access it. But before we look at these tracks, it's time to shout out our channel supporters. On Patreon, we have Alexander1, Boxfish and Christian. And our first channel member is Marco K. So a huge shout out and thank you to them. This is the debug menu. There's not much to see at first glance, but after entering some button codes, you'll be taken to your custom game. For the first unused track, we have Test Circle. This track is just as it sounds. It's only a circle. One lap, no item boxes, no scenery. There's not much to see here, that's for sure. But you can drift around it. I mean, that's cool, right? Well, maybe not. Let's move on to the next track. This track is called Old Mario GC, which you may remember from Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. Let's watch it for a bit, then compare it to Mario Circuit from Mario Kart Double Dash. Yep, this track is a remake of Mario Circuit from Double Dash. This track's a strange one. I mean, it's almost perfect. Why was it cut from the final game? There are some rough edges though, like when you drive on the grass you don't slow down. And the intro at the start of the course was a bit weird and was also cut off early. But apart from those two things, this course is pretty much finished. It's sad to see such a good course go to waste, but at least we can play it now. Next up, we have Conoco Course. The names of these beta courses would normally change before the final version, because Conoco is actually the romanization of Koopa Troopa. So this beta track was going to be called Koopa Troopa Beach, but it wasn't finished by the looks of things here. The track is somewhat decent, even though it is an early version, but it is quite boring to play on if you ask me. There's a ramp up ahead which is actually untextured, which is why it appears red and white. And after these item boxes, there's a random Goomba hanging around. Apart from these stone structures and the palm trees, there's not really any points of interest. However, there is a hidden shortcut. There's a hidden boost ramp right here. The jump is quite long, so I didn't make it this time, but I think the jump is possible. And when you do go out of bounds, the game freezes. The music still plays and you can hear Lakitu, but the game has frozen. The timer on the bottom screen has stopped as well. Moving on, we have an earlier version of Wario Stadium. The game starts as normal, but these item boxes were moved onto the ramp in the final version. Let's switch to that now. Everything else is the same so far, apart from on these ramps where there's normally fireballs. And there's also 2 fire spinners in the final version here. Apart from those changes, this beta track is largely the same. Next, we've got a really interesting track. This one's called Conoco Course, which is a beta version of DK Pass. You can see there's no snow anywhere, and the hills have a grass-like texture. This boost pad is also different compared to the final version. But now onto the interesting stuff. Over here we have a Goomba, and up here we have a Thwomp. This guy moves left, then right, down, then up again, and repeat. Down here on the bottom screen, you can see his height and position is indicated by X's. Oh, and one more thing, you can actually drive pretty much anywhere. No matter where you go, Lakitu won't pick you up unless you fall into the void. It's so strange just to watch Mario ignore gravity and drive up walls. And if you fall into the void, the game freezes. For our last track, we have Conoco Course. This track is pretty interesting. It's thought that this track was used to test the kart's collision, but ignoring that, the track is pretty fun to play on. You may be wondering, can we drive all the way around these tunnels? Well, the answer is yes, but we do need some mushrooms. I hope you enjoyed these 5 unused or beta tracks from the Mario Kart DS demo. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment below. Well, that's all for today. My name's Jack Sorrell, and I'll see you on Sunday with a brand new video.